everybody. Welcome to a live recording of Hair of the Dogcast, Milwaukee's podcast of beer and video games and beer.
Woo!
Yes. That's right.
Whoa. That's a real Tom intro there.
And this is an extra special live edition coming straight from Midwest Gaming Classic 2021.
Yes, 20 years for the Classic.
I'm one of your hosts. My name is Tom Wagner. It's a pleasure to be here with you fine gentlemen. We have a lot of treats in store and a lot of guests in store who will be coming in and out of this podcast as we go. But first, our current lineup. Let's go down the line and get some introductions in, starting with this man.
So I'm Jeffrey Wittenhagen from
Jeff.
Premium Edition Games.
Welcome back to the podcast, Jeff.
Back on the podcast, first time live for an episode.
It is, yeah. This is our first actual broadcasting live episode as well.
Oh, really?
So at a convention. So it's new for all of us. It's a new experience, so it's okay.
So no promises that I will be PG. Just saying.
That's the end of the show. We can get away with a little bit
We
more,
get a
perhaps.
little away with things.
Yep. People are high on pizza and meat, so it doesn't matter anymore.
Being fed.
All right. Well, thanks, Jeff, for being on the
And remember,
the podcast.
with my scarf that I got here, I'm Fancy Jeff now.
Fancy Jeff.
You-
Yeah, Fancy Jeff in the house,
Fancy
everybody.
Jeff now.
All right. Next to Fancy Jeff.
Hey, everybody. My name's Brad. I am Loaf of White Brad. I am, of course, your favorite person in the podcast industry. I do research. I play games. I make the jokes that make everybody not laugh. That croaks. My jokes make them croaks. Dylan's like, you are nailing it, Brad. This is the Brad I want.
I say
right
they
now.
land with 43% effectiveness.
Much less than Golgo 13's shooting accuracy, allegedly.
Much less than Johnson & Johnson. Okay, and next to
Political.
hello, no,
Wow.
that was not political. Whatever. Okay, and
Be
next to
Brad.
Brad, who do we got here?
It's me, Dominic, the podcast's very own Flipper the Dolphin.
Oh, Flipper.
Yes.
That was a horrible.
No, that sounded
That's
great.
gonna sound
That sounded
great in
gross.
That was
everyone's
Tom
ears.
Brady.
That'll
On the
just be
audio
on
only
repeat.
portion, that'll sound very, very nice.
I'm so sorry.
We are a podcast that drink beer and talk about video games, and we talk about video games and drink beer.
That's true. And on this podcast, we drink real live beer on here. So right now, I don't know what you all are drinking out there. Usually we have a similar. We all drink the same thing, and then we talk about the beer. But that's not the case this time. We're each drinking our own separate beers.
Yes,
And-
because we have gone to we're to the bottom of the cooler almost at this point.
Jeff, you don't have a beer.
I've drank all my ciders
We have a
all
cider.
weekend.
Oh my gosh.
We have a
You
cider
have
in the
a cider?
we have a cider in the
Yeah.
cooler.
We'll get you.
And hand deliver a cider to Fancy Jeff.
Our producer
The
Tony,
JAW.
Where's our cider boy?
The JAW.
inside. Oh yeah.
Let's
Okay.
get a cider boy over here.
There
Who's
it
our
is.
cider boy?
There it is. All right.
There it is, that beautiful
There
cider.
we go. This beautiful cider.
Well, since we are broadcasting live from MGC, I thought, we were going to do a traditional kind of Dogcast. I did have some headlines kind of lined up to talk about, such as they're not coming up right now, but they were very interesting, I swear to God.
They were super interesting.
Yeah, they sound
Yeah.
interesting.
They're so interesting that we're not going to talk about any of that stuff. We have just spent the entire weekend at Midwest Gaming Classic in Milwaukee.
That is
and
the news.
That is the news.
That's the news.
Because there has been a lot of stuff happening, and I thought we'd do a little bit of a recap for some of us, things we've seen at the convention, that we've experienced, and that we'd like to tell people. And some of us have had booths selling things, Jeff, to see how things went for you, especially coming after a year of not having MGC due to the COVID, and to see how business was with you. So, Brad, let's start with you.
Hi.
As far as MGC goes, we've been casting pod for a lot of the time, but you did get out to see the floor.
Yes.
And we also went and experienced things after the festivities here.
Yes.
Festivities after the festivities. So, Brad, what was your favorite experience so far?
One of my favorite things was my fiance, who's not a gamer, raging hard to Kung Lao and the Scorpions. Very wine.
That was a highlight.
Very wine drunk. She was in the Joshpit, as they call it. That was a really fun party, but met some really cool people. Stadium Frank, one of the people selling at Premium Edition Games.
Yes.
Stadium Frank.
And this was the after party on Saturday for the
Yes, for those-
VIGs.
for
Very
those-
important gamers.
All gamers are important in my heart.
And we do call Stadium Frank the man of 1,000 spillages. He spilled about every drink in a different way throughout the entire evening. It was
He's just an
amazing.
excitable boy.
He was so excitable.
Luckily, he sold most of the things around where the drink was spilling already, so there wasn't anything there
This
to
was
spill
at
on.
the Kung Lao event.
Oh, okay, yeah. There's a lot of Chardonnay on the ground from
Yeah,
Carly as
so
well.
much.
But as far as my favorite game or pinball, like anything in that realm, there's a Halloween pinball machine that is just absolutely gorgeous. It's got 3 stories. It was beautiful.
What?
And
Like based
yeah.
off the Halloween franchise?
Halloween 1.
Halloween, okay.
Yep,
Yeah.
there's no Busta Rhymes in this one.
Trick or treat, mother.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank God.
I do love that movie, though. Separate story,
That was
but
Al Pacino.
yeah, Al
it was
Pacino was
definitely
not
Al
in any Halloween film, Tom.
I'm not Busta Rhymes enough.
Michael Myers. Yeah, but a great time. We had a lot of really wonderful people up on stage here, and it was great talking with all of them. And there's some other highlights, but I think Dom will probably mention what was one of the highlights of the show.
Oh,
Me getting my
Possibly the
nickname,
highlight? I
Flipper the
don't know.
Dolphin. Yes.
yeah. Please, Dom.
please.
We played a Japanese punishment game show on stage to kick off the evening, and I had to do a dance for 30 seconds as a punishment, and I ended up doing a backflip off the stage.
Which I was not aware you could do. So it was very exciting and scary for me. I was like, he
Well,
can't do that. No.
I had no intention of doing it until the host of the Japanese punishment show was saying, like, get away from the edge of the stage. You're going to fall off.
You knew
And
what
then
you were
went-
doing. I
and
saw
then
you
went,
shimmy your
oh,
butt
I
up
won't
to the
fall
back.
off, sir.
In fact, I'm not going to fall off so hard. Watch this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I fell with style.
You did. I mean,
yeah.
and
You stuck the landing.
You stuck
You
the landing.
stuck the landing.
Like I wish
So-
I had the Olympic cards to hold up. I'm like 9.6. Unfortunately, I did not get to see it because
Yeah.
I was in the restroom at
Well,
the time.
you did miss a lot of stuff because
dare
not
you.
only that,
and I heard a lot of like the crowd erupting, and I'm
Well,
like, I'm just
yeah.
going to the bathroom, guys.
It was amazing.
As soon as you left, they were.
Not only did Josh miss a lot of stuff, Josh just also missed everything. He was feeling good.
Yes. Yep. Even when
a
he was
little
there, there was a lot of filling in the blanks this morning
Yeah,
with Josh.
you definitely missed several renditions of "My Heart Will Go On."
Yes.
Oh wow.
I hear that Josh was begging to like, I'll even eat your like vegan pizza. Just make something for me.
Yes. Yes. That's how dire things got.
You're vegan.
And I went. Yep, this is after after party. He was crashing at my place. Yep, and I went to the freezer to say, okay, man, I'll get out this pizza, and he was passed out. By the time I got back, the couch and the fridge are like 2 seconds away from each other. So that's how quickly that happened.
Your couch is in your kitchen.
But yeah,
And your living room is in
Yeah,
your kitchen.
yeah.
it's a very small place.
It's a very big room, but it's just all your rooms at once.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty intense.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite things?
Yeah,
you've
what is your, besides this
experienced?
podcast right now? What is
Besides this
your second
podcast
favorite
right now.
activity?
So all of the
thing.
after activities where we all get to hang out, just shoot the breeze, as it may be.
We shot it.
Shot that breeze. But that's my favorite part, is being able to catch back up with everyone. And as you mentioned, with COVID, we weren't able to get together for Midwest Gaming Classic in 2020, and then we're doing this late in the year for 2021.
Yeah.
So it was awesome being able to see everybody again and like realizing how many people I actually do know, because everybody's like, hey.
And not only that, but having this period of time elapse, and then seeing everybody as if and talking to people as if like no time had passed between. It seemed like it was like, oh yeah, we just saw you like 2 months ago at Portland. Like, oh wait, that was 2019. Yeah.
And then not realizing how big of a deal it was, what I've done since COVID started. So
Yeah.
that's the other madness, right?
absolutely.
Not realizing the premium edition games is a big deal.
Get that
'Cause,
plug
like,
in, baby.
I just did
Get
it.
that. Oh, good job.
Yeah, but I'm saying I just did the thing. Like, to me, it's just like,
Yeah.
it's another day.
And we, as the Dogcast, it was the first time we ever ran a stage at Midwest Gaming Classic,
Yeah, we did.
and we
Thank
had
you.
panels
Thank
all
you.
weekend long. And unless like something explodes right now, it's been a relative success always around. So
I think it's my fault.
Well, this whole thing is
You two
definitely
are
your fault.
You two are William Shatner and Spock, and the rest of us are just Scotties running
Like
around.
that.
the red
Vader
shirts.
time.
Yeah.
All right, red shirts. Fall
Right.
off.
Yes, you two have been the primary driving force to get a lot of this done.
It was definitely, it took some time, but in the end it was worth it, and I had help from everybody, so this was a true team effort. And
100%.
Brad, you named the stage, you got guests,
I did
interviewed
some
guests.
Photoshop.
Dom, you did a great job. Jeff, you watched and laughed.
I
It was
watched and
great.
laughed a lot.
Yes,
Dylan was there.
Heckled
Yes.
a lot.
Even
Dylan was there.
Dylan ran his first interview. It was amazing.
It was very good.
We're all proud of the little puck. And I was going to say, we were also visited for the first time by one of our awesome Patreon executive producers.
We love Kip. We
Kip,
love
Killer
Kip.
Kip Meister.
We love Kip.
We actually met him in person. He's here right now. And
another
he'll be coming up in a little bit.
another friend of ours, my brother Brian, was able to come and
Yes.
meet the Dogcast for the first time, and he's been a long time, really good brother and supporter of the show.
For a long time.
Long
He's been
time,
a
great brother,
He's been a good brother.
big brother of the podcast. Yeah.
The biggest brother.
The
No,
biggest,
the-
yeah.
But there was a lot of joy in seeing Josh very drunk mosh pitting with my brother and Carly. That was a beautiful thing for me. It was Chet. It was Chet. That
It was
was
Chet times 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever Chets. Yeah, it was multiple Chets. And no, that was a lot of fun. He was really trying to start that circle pit. And it's like
by just pushing
Yeah.
the 3 people
and
up
it's
there.
like, Josh, they're playing We Got the Beat by the Go-Go's. No, this is not circle pit material, man. Just
I
wait.
think that might be circle pit material.
I mean, in some places, I guess.
And I
but-
think that Kung Lao almost knocked Josh out with his martial arts display in the middle of the.
Yeah, I thought that could have been a potential insurance.
There's a lot of
liability.
insurance questions when
Yeah.
the Dogcast is around.
So Tony Marquez, Kung Lao, his band Kung Lao and the Scorpions played the after party for dear listeners, and he in the middle of some song, he just got out and basically took a collapsible bow, a Donatello thing, and just started twirling it around like a helicopter. And
looked very safe.
yes,
Very safe,
Everybody
professional.
got the hell out of the way.
Yeah.
So we still had reaction time.
I've never seen people clear out so fast in the middle of the floor. It's like,
Yeah, it was insane. So in addition to that, was there anything else that struck your fancy this weekend?
There was something that I need more of in my life, and that's premium edition directs narrated by Jeffrey and Dylan.
and Dylan.
Hearing you two talk about that, I'm like, this is fantastic.
It was good. It was
Yeah.
like Mystery Science Theater.
Yes.
It sounds like we have to continue that going on.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
For sure.
The people
Yeah.
are
That was fun.
clamoring.
That was great. And it was great. I bought my first premium edition game, which I'm very excited about.
Congrats.
Which game was that?
Pigeon Dev Games.
Oh, nice. The 4-in-1 game pack.
4-in-1. You get 4 for the price of 1.
4-in-1.
Great deal. Great deal.
Yeah, yeah.
Very, very
Really fun, though. The Awesome P1 and 2 games got a lot of coverage on like Metal Jesus Rocks and John Riggs and other channels. So.
Yeah, and it was great. We had all of our friends here. It was great spending time with Riggs.
Oh, yeah.
Jeremy Parrish stopped by. We were able to talk to a lot of different developers up here on stage, which was great.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. Some local too.
Well, and the developer part for me is another highlight because you get to see what everybody's creating. That's going to be the future of what we see out there with games. And talking with other programs and developers on the floor that can potentially get them onto modern consoles. And then I could potentially do a physical release. And then all of a sudden they're part of the construct of what everyone's doing.
Right.
Interesting.
There was one mystery that happened yesterday. There was a pinball machine for Castlevania Symphony of the Night. There was no art on it. There was one Dracula at the back, and then the screen was functioning and the sounds were right. And it was one of those things I saw when I was really drunk. And then I went there today. I was like, I got to play this thing and see what it's supposed to be, and it was gone. So maybe it never was really there.
It was real, I saw it.
It was real.
Dylan says he saw it, but does that really make? I mean, it was.
I was gonna
real.
say, yeah.
It was by the Undertale machine, which was a very cool pinball machine as
Yeah.
well. We're hearing from a beautiful fan in the audience that they also saw the Ghost in the Shell machine as well. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
From a hobbyist.
Yeah.
From a
And our
hobbyist.
hobby is getting drunk.
Sometimes.
It's a fun hobby.
Yeah,
Yeah,
less
this
today.
weekend for sure.
Wait,
Jeff,
one other surprise. One surprise. Wait, it was daylight savings time. Got extra hour sleep. I didn't know that was coming.
That was a
very
surprise.
exciting.
Oh, that was nice.
Imagine if it went the other way and we lost an hour this morning. That would have been the most brutal thing.
Rough. How is it already
Could you
time?
imagine? Because I didn't find out about that till about 11:30 last night. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. We are falling back.
I found out about it at 11:30 today. I was like, okay,
Whoopsie.
makes sense.
So Jeff, I wanted to ask you. You ran a booth for Premium Edition games. You were selling games all weekend.
Yeah.
And so, business-wise, since the convention's coming back, was business better than you expected, lower than expected? About what you kind of expected?
Well, considering that I started Premium Edition games a year ago during COVID, and so I had really nothing to compare, my sales to from previous years, except for I've been to a couple conventions this year.
Sure.
So I've been
just as an author, because
I've been to Too Many Games, Southeast Game Exchange, Southern Fried Retro Gaming Expo, and I mean, games compared to being an author is about 100 times crazier. 100 times crazier. So the sales have just been ridiculous and humbling and amazing that people are digging that what we're doing. And I've taken everything I've learned throughout my time book publishing and like putting it out there in the retro gaming realm, but in modern gaming. So it's like modern retro done right is the mentality.
Yep.
So we're trying to do everything the correct way, like things like our little fun challenge patches that you can chase down and just like things like that to get gamers and collectors to open our games and play them.
Mm-hmm.
And
Your booth was busy.
It was busy.
Nonstop.
yeah.
Yes. And yeah, you brought in a lot of stuff, and you're like, that's gone, that's gone, that's gone.
Right.
So just
but overall,
imagine
a success. Like, would you call it a success?
extreme success every
excellent.
time. But imagine if I didn't bring Stadium Frank with me. Like,
Stadium
I
Frank
would have
is a
never been
hero.
able to leave.
Stadium
He's our
Frank is
hero.
your assistant.
He is now getting on a flight going back to Florida.
He's Airplane Frank now.
Airplane Frank.
Yep.
Airplane Frank.
I said Frank. But no, he's been awesome. This is the first time I actually met Frank because of COVID when we started the company.
Oh my
so This is the
gosh.
first time that I met Frank.
You met your
That's
employee.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in person.
And actually, we call everybody a team member because technically, as a startup, we weren't paying anybody for a while. So
Sure.
But now that we're in Series 2, like he's absolutely an employee. Everybody is, on the up and up, and we're turning a profit and all that stuff. Because within the first series, you don't know this, but as an upstart, the Nintendo Switch is very expensive to produce for. So we all had to do business loans from the owner's perspective.
Okay.
So we are now to the point where we're over that hump, and now going into Series 3, it's going to be ridiculous. So it's like it's fun, and we
Yeah.
all stuck with it.
And there was a tease on your direct about some other system you might be working with,
yeah,
which is very exciting.
very exciting.
Yes.
And we're going to hand pick what we release for that other system. Because one thing that I don't do is move fast because we want to make sure that all the different physical aspects have a quality to them.
It's amazing how you do that, but you also don't move fast. You say that, and you have like a billion books that have come out in the past 8 years. I don't move fast, but I get a lot done
There's
slow.
got to be a ghostwriter there somewhere. I swear to God.
There is. No, there will have to be ghostwriters for books
Yeah.
in the future. Rob Strangman, who did Memoirs of a Virtual Caveman, he did a book on his time with Splatterhouse and doing
Yeah.
that stuff. He is taking over the complete Genesis book and writing it. So
Okay, sure.
I laid that out 5 years ago, had no time to finish the writing. So he's right. It won't be a ghostwriter. His name will be on
So
the
you
cover.
got to know how to delegate.
Yes, but you also have to know how to diversify.
Yeah, very true. Well,
Yeah.
good. I'm glad to hear that it was a success.
And I will
'cause
tell you
I was a little bit
100%.
worried. I'm like, I didn't know what the kind of turnout was going to be, and from everything that I've seen, yeah, it was a solid.
So
solid crowd.
when we look underneath my table and all those boxes that I brought in are all empty, and I'm not going to be filling it up with anything, it's a good sign.
that is very good.
Yeah.
Congrats, man.
And Premium Edition Games is not just me. We have a whole team of people. Yeah, it's amazing.
I have a question I'd like to ask for Dom.
Yes,
go for
Dom.
it.
Hello, Dom.
So Dom, this is your very first Midwest Gaming Classic.
Yes.
How, what did you expect, and how would it compare to what actually happened?
Well, I guess all I knew about it was the pictures that are on the website. So I just saw pinball machine after pinball machine. So I just thought there's just gonna be a bunch of pinball machines, which there are.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize there was gonna be a museum of every single gaming console that's ever come out.
Oh, yeah.
And you can play them I got to play Oregon Trail on a computer from like 1984.
That is very cool.
It's really cool because they kind of just like list that, or back in the day, they just listed that on the website. It's just kind of like a bullet point. And I just And when I first went to MGC, I was blown away. I'm like, wow, this is a lot more effective, or affecting me a lot more than I thought it would. Just being able to play everything in addition to
and it's not just video games. It's like board games and card games and. I don't know. I just the fact that you can go downstairs and play Steel Battalion with one of those like double mech joystick consoles
the
with
40
like
button
10 other
controller.
people. I found a lot of like arcade not machines, but like arcade games that I really want to check out next time I go to Uptown. Like I know why Killer Queen or whatever it is always packed when we go to Uptown.
So many Killer Queen cabinets.
Yeah.
And so many packed Killer Queen cabinets.
Yeah. Well, I got me and Dylan and Kip went and played it with like the guy who was running the booth, and if you have 5 people playing that game on both sides, like that
it's a lot
is
of fun.
Mayhem.
Yes.
So
Should we do a ding 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 tap out tag team switch out?
Ooh.
All right. We're gonna get some other dogcasters up here.
Let's do it.
Ooh, other dog
musical chairs.
Come on
Musical
up.
chairs.
We have some new visitors, some new challengers approached the microphones. Who's here now? These sexy
It is I, Dylan, and I have returned to podcast once more.
How does that feel? How does it feel?
It feels great. It's like I haven't been doing it all weekend.
Okay.
I'm fresh as a daisy.
Perfect.
That's when you know it's not work.
Yeah.
You're just excited to do it all the time.
Well, hey, it's nice to have the buffer of all the panelists that came in. I got to thank them too. Like a lot of that was very enlightening.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of good panelists. And next to the D-man, as we like to call him, Dr. D. He hasn't used that name in a while, and I think we need to bring it back.
Oh, it's me. Hi, I'm Josh, and you might know me from here at the Dogcast, and these guys are okay. All these guys are okay. I'm happy to be here.
Right on. Yeah.
Happy to be glad.
Yes. So I'm going to pose the same question to you guys. What was your highlight of the Midwest Gaming Classic 2021, the 20th anniversary?
For me, I guess it's the vibe in general. I was talking to even the Batsu guys about how everyone is chill, and there's this whole energy of just like inclusiveness. You don't get that out in the world. I actually found it to be extremely moving. It's like a little bit of paradise. It's everything that everyone loves here, at least. It's great. That's my favorite part. Also, I got to play a shitload of pinball machines, man.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also,
Wonderful.
The new
this was
Godzilla.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I played that one. I was really impressed by the Beatles machine.
that's probably the one I played the most.
Yeah, that one rules.
I like the retroness of that table.
I only played the Zeppelin one.
I played the Zeppelin
I played
one.
the Zeppelin one.
The Zeppelin one's okay.
Yeah, I didn't play the Beatles one. It was
It has a spinning record in the center. And
Yep.
it can fling the ball in opposite directions. It's really cool.
And Josh, how about you, man? What's your favorite thing?
Just to have the event back and see everybody again, see a lot of the old faces, and
Yeah.
hopefully see more at the next one coming up in April already.
Yep.
April.
That's pretty awesome.
What is your highlight?
the
highlight.
Josh Circle Pit. The Josh Circle Pit was the highlight. Maybe.
Yeah, we were-
just being here with you guys, man. Just
Yeah, let
being
me.
here.
Did you really want a circle
That's very
pit to happen
sweet,
last night?
but it's a cop
I
out.
was just having fun.
He doesn't
You were.
remember.
I- he
Couple
was.
beers.
He doesn't remember.
Yeah.
I just
I
like
didn't
being
want a
here with you
circle pit.
guys.
I know.
Well, there's video evidence
yeah.
There is.
of you
Yes.
carrying Daniel Pacino and running with him into a circle.
Well, you know,
You
somebody had
picked
to
up
do that.
Johnny Cage. You picked
While
up
he's
Scorpion.
he was still recording and didn't miss a beat
Yep.
the entire time.
I was,
That was cool.
carefully
The man
picking
knows.
him up and carrying him.
it was definitely careful.
Right.
Gently.
I was
placed him down.
very.
Yes.
I was on my game. I knew what I was doing.
It was a good time.
I've been there.
And Dylan, like Dom, this was your first Midwest Gaming Classic,
Yes, it
correct?
is.
Whoa.
Yeah,
And
man.
will you return?
Yes, absolutely. 1,000%. It's not a hard choice to make.
Good.
Yeah, once you go, you can't miss them. It's just the rules.
It's a fantastic experience.
It's been like 8 years for me, and I just can't stop.
Right, yeah, exactly. Come on, you got to
like
come
what,
back for
what
the cheese
could be
curds.
bad about any of this? We better be paired up with the food court next time too,
Yeah.
because I got to tell you,
Food court.
The food court
was
is
the
amazing.
Saviors.
Yep, our stage was currently, where we're podcasting right now, facing the food court. So
Yeah.
all these fine folks were eating their convention food, having forced to listen to us yahoos banter about God knows what.
Blabber on.
Yeah, Dylan, was there anything that maybe surprised you? Did you have any preconceived notions going into the Midwest Gaming Classic that were either better than you thought were going to be, or worse?
no, baby, I'm a cynic all the way. I don't have expectations.
All right.
So
You brought a half smile to
I
your
was
face.
I was pleasantly surprised all the way through, though. The gaming area is great.
Yes. Oh, wait, the gaming
I was
area
like,
is like.
I expected a lot
it's
less.
awesome.
The gaming, like the gaming museum,
Mm-hmm.
that was wonderful. I played a Magnavox from 1973.
That's right.
That
Right.
rules.
Yeah.
Where else am I going to do that? I can't just get a Magnavox.
Yeah.
Odyssey.
At
can't-
home because you put
nobody
it in your
plays
bag.
Number
Good
Munchers.
job. Yeah, you
no,
don't.
no,
Josh
no,
played.
no.
You played Number Munchers,
I
right?
played Number Munchers. Did you
Oh,
play
that's
Number
a classic.
Munchers?
Number Munchers was a classic that you'd be able to play on your
Does anybody
computer.
remember Number
Your old
Munchers?
Apple II. Yeah.
Yeah, I played a couple levels. Went right through it like.
Just-
You need to stop
Just
that.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dylan's having his own special kind of fun right now.
You got to do it.
Oh, the laughter.
It's my favorite thing in the world.
That's pretty great. That's how I feel on
That's
the
the
inside.
Midwest Gaming Classic, folks.
Anyway, yes.
That's the power.
Favorite thing in the world.
I mean, I could tell you another funny story and get Kyle over here on the side to laugh. Friday night, so Kyle and Stadium Frank. Stadium Frank's been up since 3 a.m. traveling, and he's really tired. So Kyle goes back, and they're both like 11 o'clock going to sleep, right? So they're over there sleeping, right? And Frank's apparently snoring and going, hey. Every 2 seconds. And he's like, Kyle's like, wait, what? What do you need? He thought Frank was talking to him. He's like, hey.
Oh my gosh.
So all weekend, we're going over to Frank and going, hey. Like, we're on the damn elevator, and people are on the elevator with us. And we're like, hey. And people are like, what's wrong with these guys? Like, we're just rolling the whole weekend.
That's awesome.
Hey.
That's awesome. So, Josh, compared to the other Midwest Gaming Classics that we've been to, what have you been your thoughts of the now that we've come back from the hiatus year? Did you see anything different, or at least did things feel different for you from our previous experiences?
Honestly, not too different. You had
Now
different
you get it.
vendors, more games for sale. I mean,
Now he gets it.
nothing. It just
control.
it's
okay.
It was to me. It was just back as it is. It's
Yeah.
nothing too obscure.
take us
You got the pinball room, everything. Yeah, you have the historian area or whatever. Like
What did you play in the gaming museum area that really stuck out to you? Because I have a
actually
few.
didn't
I have a
play
few
too
myself.
much.
You
I
didn't?
didn't
Really?
play too much.
What was your
Walking
favorite
around.
game? You did a lot of gaming.
Yeah.
Kinda. I really didn't get that much in. Yeah.
Well, out of all the games you played, what
Godzilla
was-
maybe was pretty cool. The premium
Yeah.
version definitely
The pin?
worth more than the pro.
Sure.
Did you do the QR code madness?
Yeah,
That
signed
was
up for
really
that.
cool. So
It
you
is
could use like a QR code.
That's a
and
really
see-
cool
Yeah,
thing that
can
they
somebody
just added.
explain? I'm not a pinball guy so much, especially the modern ones. Can somebody explain the QR thing that people are putting on
it's
pinballs?
probably going to be an app at some point, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
you
a
scan
website
it.
right now,
yeah,
right?
yeah, you scan it. It leads you to the website. You log in. It
Yep.
captures your score.
Ooh, that's cool.
And I believe they said for tournaments, you can put your scores specifically at certain destinations.
Yeah.
So that's pretty rad.
Said it unlocks achievements on their site for the
Oh, that's
pinball
nice.
machine.
Yeah.
And then I think it was linked to the screen that was there on
Yeah.
the floor. So it would show if you got a high score, you would be up on the screen.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Really
Yeah.
weird.
All your personal information.
All your personal information, your firstborn's up there,
Everybody's
everything.
faces
Been
on
hacked
there.
with my pinball.
So then I'll have a quick question because I think
Yeah.
a lot of the people here enjoy pinball. What's everyone's favorite machine they played? Pinball. Because I actually do have one. It's Gay Perry. Gay Perry!
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
It's so classic and weird. I actually took a picture of it. I was like, this is just a complete vibe. It's a piece of art. It's wonderful.
Can you describe it? What was the playing experience?
It's the classic older style where the bumpers are so small, the flippers, and I was just like, this. I'm like, where did this exist? Who had it and why? It's a pure antique. I just found it completely charming. There were other ones I found more interesting, clearly, but Gay Perry.
Gay Perry.
All the way. There was another one. Hold on.
Perry.
It was called.
Oh, we took pictures.
Pinbot.
It's called Spanish Eyes.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
not even kidding.
Okay, he's showing a
Look
picture
at
right now.
that.
Spanish
Oh
Eyes.
my.
Looks fantastic.
Eyes. I don't know what it
my.
means.
Classic.
Yes.
Does it mean sultry?
Does it have the scoreboard that has like the rotating numbers?
Yeah, it's the rotator.
Yeah.
Yeah, classic.
So, Josh, Godzilla, will that be at Drafty Cellar
Oh,
soon?
this is a possibility. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And Josh, you were interviewed
Oh, yeah.
by another
Marco,
podcast.
Marco
YouTube.
Pinball and right next to the Stern booth. They're kind of together,
Okay.
sharing that area.
How was that? How many times did you mention here at the Dogcast?
17.
Okay.
Nice.
Just
Maybe.
all in a row?
Maybe. I kept saying it and staring at the screen.
Just with different inflections? Like, oh, here
Yeah,
are the
they'll
Dogcast.
air
Here
that,
are
I
the
believe.
Dog-
They were live streaming it when we did it, and then they'll air it again on YouTube, separate interviews and whatnot,
Cool.
and probably share them on the social medias or something. So yeah, they're just trying to push the South or the Wisconsin local pinball scene,
Yeah.
connect it more together.
Well, we'll have
than
to
it
post
is.
that when it's available, and
Indubitably.
let people see that your pretty face. Yes. And all right. Well, thanks for joining, gentlemen. I think we have one more
One more round.
one more special guest. So
Special guest.
you
Get
can
up here,
choose
bud.
who swaps out for
You're officially
Kip
a
the
dogcaster.
Kipmeister.
Oh,
King
come on,
Kippo.
King Kippo.
Kippa Ding Dong.
Get up here, you rapscallion.
All right. Hi,
All
guys.
right. And did you know that Hair of the Dogcast is brought to you by a slew of executive producers and Patreon supporters, including this one right here, who is with us in person, Ellie Kipper. Kip.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me.
Hey, man. Welcome to the podcast. So you flew all the way from California. Is that true?
It's true. I did that.
Wow. Well, thank you. I mean,
But,
you
I
didn't
mean-
have to. And
I'll be honest. The pilot did all the work. I just sat there.
Gotcha. So how was your experience, man? Like, first of all, we're happy. We're like over the moon to see you, have met you. We've partied all weekend. We've laughed. We've cried. We've made memories.
This has really been like a dream come true. Video games in general, arcade games in particular, are a big passion of mine. So this looked like it was going to be cool anyway. But getting to hang out with you guys, I would have gone to a manure convention and probably still had a good time. So this is wonderful.
All right.
That's a quote.
That's coming next month.
That's a
Yes.
good quote for the convention.
That's
Yeah.
a good quote for the Patreon.
There's a lot of
I could have gone to a manure convention and
Right.
still had a good time.
there's a lot of manure
Join us on
salesmen right
Patreon.
now. Like, hey, I love a good manure convention.
Fucking
So,
movie.
Kip, can you give us a little bit of a background on your? I'm assuming you said you like games. You're into gaming. We've seen pictures of your game rooms set up.
Yeah.
Can you give us a slight background on you as a gamer? Let's really delve deep.
Yeah. When I was a kid, the first time I saw a Sega Genesis, I thought it was the coolest thing ever, and my parents did not want to get me one.
Really?
Yeah.
Did
Which-
you have any consoles before the Genesis?
No, I didn't have any video
Okay.
games, and that was just the current console at the time.
Yep.
So I'd frequently go to friends' houses, go straight to their couch and play their games, and like not really hang out with them. I think I was like kind of a piece of crap.
You were that guy. You
I'm
were
a
that
piece
guy.
of manure.
But
Can
yeah,
I play
then-
your Nintendo, please?
That was me. My parents finally caved. I got a Sega. It came with Sonic and Sonic 2. I think they bought those separately. It was still a bit of a battle to get Mortal Kombat, but they eventually caved on that as well.
Okay. Yeah. When you threaten to kill them in their sleep,
Yeah.
sometimes they'll.
I keep yelling, "Get over here!" And like, what is this?
Yeah, it's a good negotiating tactic. All right, so Genesis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, which was kind of, mostly an arcade sort of library. So I did lots of fighting games, and I was mostly into those until my mom surprised me with Final Fantasy VII in 4th grade. And she got it for me, and I was like,
You're
"What
like,
is this?"
This doesn't play on a Genesis.
Yeah,
Mom.
this is
You
garbage.
suck.
And then I played it, and to this day, it's my favorite game ever.
Wow.
Sure.
And then it's really just been my biggest hobby my whole life. I love getting into mainstream stuff, obscure stuff.
Yeah.
I'm garbage at first-person shooters, so don't. You'd probably like playing against me. I won't like it.
Right.
True.
And how did you find out about us bozos?
It had to have been a podcast on the Greenlit Podcast Network because I heard an ad for you guys that just said beer and video games, and I thought, sign me up.
That was literally our ad.
Right.
Beer and video games. Beer and video games.
The end. I was
Check
like,
us
I wish
out.
they said the name of the podcast. But yeah, you guguys quickly became my favorite. You guys are hilarious and talk about stuff I
That
care
cannot
about.
be true.
I mean, Dylan's all
Now
right.
we know he doesn't.
Well, thank you very much, man.
So I actually have a question for him.
Oh God. Go, Jeff. You're
so,
allowed.
So considering that with your experience with the Sega Genesis, that Mortal Kombat was unattainium, right? That was a treat. How crazy was it that you got to hang out with the original actors that did the motion capture for Mortal Kombat?
There was no one in front of me in that mosh pit. I was as close to the stage as you could be. I got in on the singing.
Josh did not change you in the.
You know what? Josh might have been having such a good time that he was in his own spot.
Josh was in his own plane of existence.
Yes, he was.
But yeah, that was amazing. Glad I didn't get whacked
Yes.
By his sticks.
by his sticks.
They call that Nirvana.
So, have you gone to video game conventions before MGC or in California?
I have. I've been to E3 a handful of times. I got to go for work.
That's awesome.
Which definitely was a mistake. I did not work in the game industry. But
Right.
once you get in once, they send you a pass every year. So I got to go for probably 5 years in a row,
Wow.
which is great. I'm not blogging about it or anything. I just get to go and play, and it's a dream come true.
Yeah, we could have a whole conversation on. I'd love to just hear about your E3 stories because that's one thing where I've always wanted to go, especially when I was a younger lad. Maybe not so much now when I see how long the lines were to play
yeah.
everything.
Remember when that was all about being like the most elite games
Yeah.
journalists, like the top dogs of anywhere, and now Nintendo and Sony are just like, we're never gonna do this again.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Why
Yeah.
would we?
One year when I was there just walking the floor, I walked past Yoshinori Ono, the, I'm tempted to say producer, but something of Street Fighter.
Oh, yeah.
And I just had to stop him and get a picture. That picture,
Is that Katase?
that's the
You're like, hey, can you take a picture of me?
Well, yeah, so that picture will never leave my dating profile. Doesn't work, but I like the picture.
It'll
Right.
work eventually, buddy.
Yep. So,
Hang in there.
Kip, Midwest Gaming Classic. What was your favorite moment of the
Okay.
convention? Do you have?
So I have
Or
two,
moments.
if that's okay.
You're keeping the lights on here at the Dogcast.
Come on.
So one of the first
Mr.
things we
Patreon
did,
supporter.
Dylan and Dom and I went and played this Batman linked cabinet game that I'm going to call a racing game because you have a steering wheel and brakes, though it didn't seem like you're supposed to get anywhere in a hurry. You're supposed to shoot cars. That's about all I understood, but there was lots of flashing lights. The machine rumbled.
Nice.
There were some
Seizures.
times when each of us had maybe 5 or 6 times the other person's score, even though I'm sure we were doing the same thing. But this thing was so cool. If I ever see those cabs again, I'm definitely going to play them.
I wonder if that was
Nice.
Raw Thrills Jam company.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Eugene
that made it.
Jarvis's thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I bet it was.
Jarvis Jam.
Jarvis Jams.
The thing that is tied for that, last night, before the VIP party had started, we went down to the, you're going to have to correct me if I get this wrong, the Guys, Games, and Beer podcast room, and they're
You got
playing.
it right. I
You got
called
it
them
right.
like dudes who did do beer and games.
Well, Dom helped me out. And we started a game
Dudes who do
of
games and beer.
Werewolf, and about 40 minutes into explaining it, Dylan left. I was probably about to leave because no one would shut up. So frustrating. But then once this game got going, had to have been 30 people. This was a blast. Everyone was involved. I got murdered immediately. I don't know why that happened. I didn't even have a chance to do anything. But getting to sit there with my eyes open and see who's doing what and just sit there and drink their beer, wonderful.
Hey, there's
That's
nothing wrong with that.
fantastic.
Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, I drank more of your beer, but I drank some of theirs.
Right. So, MGC, would you come back? And
Oh, I plan to come back. This is great.
Right on. How about Wisconsin in general? Would you plan to come back to Wisconsin outside of MGC, let's say?
I haven't got to see very much of it, but if it means I get to hang out with you guys again, I'm in.
We'll put you up. Don't worry about it, buddy.
Appreciate it.
That is true.
They are here.
Any fucking time.
Well, next time you guys are in LA, you're staying with me.
Oh, it's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Like right
I'm gonna
after
eat all
we
your
pack
food.
up.
Yeah.
Fine.
I'm going to poop
We're
in your
gonna do it.
toilet real big.
They're going to curl up in your baggage and jump
Yes.
carry on.
And just like Kip does, and we appreciate your patronage, you too can support the Dogcast.
yeah.
Just go to patreon.com/Hair of the Dogcast. Look at all of our fun tiers. We have so many tiers for every budget. And even if you don't have any money, that's fine too. Just we're happy you're listening. And if you were one of the people that came up and talked to us during MTC, we love you to death. Thank you. It's
Yeah,
great.
we do.
It's we do this for us, ourselves and the people, but mostly the people, because we cool people. And then there's Dylan. He's staring at me. But all right.
Oh, well.
Well, this is our panel, and we have a special competition now lined up.
The competition is on.
Yes. So
I took this seriously, guys.
yes. We threw down the gauntlet, and we came up to terms. We were playing this little game, and we had to go on the show floor and find something for $10 or less. That is the weirdest thing that we could
Okay.
find, and whoever has the weirdest
Under $10.
thing that costs under $10 will win the competition. So,
Kip's already got his out. We're going to have Kip go first here.
all right, Kip.
So the thought of the challenge was we have $10, find the weirdest thing you can at the convention.
Huh.
So what I have here is a game for the Nintendo Wii called Jerry Rice and Nidus's Dog Football.
It's an actual game.
This is a game for the Wii. I don't own a Wii.
It's sealed, man.
If I did own one, I don't think I'd play it. But anyone who knows me would tell you I don't know anything about sports. So when I heard Jerry Rice, I was really hoping that was the guy who got in trouble for dogfighting. Not, but that would be great.
yeah.
So
Michael Vick.
yeah.
You would have won if for
If it
sure,
was
if it was
Michael
Michael
Vick.
Vick's.
Yeah.
Fighting
So
challenge.
this is an audio medium, so I'm going to describe the cover of this game to you. It has the
No, you can actually hold it up because there is
Yeah.
video.
Audio as well.
yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
We have a golden retriever jumping and catching a ball that if this is not the same picture from Air Bud, I will eat this table. And then beneath him, there's another dog that I'm going to call Ground Bud,
Ground Bud.
who maybe looks like someone
Ground
used,
friend. Ground friend.
used the liquefy tool on. And then a nice gentleman at the top, who I'm assuming is Jerry Rice. And his dog must be Nidus.
That is
And they couldn't use this dog in anywhere else.
that is weird. That is weird. And I want to. Has anybody on the panel heard of this thing?
No.
All I know, it says football has gone to the dogs, so.
Okay.
It's also sealed.
It's yeah. Please don't unseal
Go
that.
get it water graded over here.
I don't.
Because that honestly.
Okay.
Let's
I
get it
couldn't-
graded.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine they made too many copies of that.
That's
so.
wonderful. How I've looked through a bunch of games and I thought I would find something good. It just never happened.
That takes dedication.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty proud of this purchase. I might end up displaying this when I get home.
You are going to have to.
Oh, yeah.
You may need to. That is now a highlight of your collection.
Yes.
That,
All right.
I would brag about that.
It's
All right,
forever
well-
connected to the Hair of the Dogcast.
All right. Well, thanks, Kip. Right now, if we were to end the game right now, you would win.
Well, yeah,
But-
yeah.
We,
As to how all rules work.
yes, Brad.
I'll
Would you
go
like to
next.
go next?
I'll go next.
Oh.
Uh,
I have
so
guilty knowledge. on
this
one.
was a bundle deal because the guy's like, if you actually want one of those, you can just have all of them for $10.
And I saw this one. I saw this purchase happen.
Oh, you saw this ahead of time?
I wasn't allowed
Oh,
to talk about it.
So I got these very weird Japanese video game magazines, and they look like they lean towards
Like I said, this is a PG
putting
podcast.
a lot of weird females on the covers.
They're not weird.
They're beautiful.
They're beautiful, but it seems like they're leading into like a different territory of magazine.
Sure.
I might not want to check these and have like people look through these at the police station.
As
but,
he's rating them.
But when
rated M, yeah.
you open them, they do have a few like scantily clad pictures, but it looks like a normal video game magazine. Advertisements for credit cards and stuff,
As you do.
as you do.
Is there
As
an
you do.
advertisement for Jerry Rice and Nidus's dog challenge?
There is an Arcanine,
Football
so
challenge.
we'll call it a win.
Dog
But yes,
challenge.
these are just beautiful magazines if you're into like pictures like that.
Okay. Busty anime
That's
ladies.
the
Anime.
girl from the thing.
It's the girl from the thing.
That is very weird, and also the beginning of some strange fetish, I think.
I don't know
I
what
think
I'm
we
going to
put
do
him
with
down
these
a path
afterwards,
now.
but
You're more of an unlimited plagiarist.
so yeah, that's what the weirdest thing I could find was these are 69 Japanese monies. It says so.
Okay.
Yes.
69 yen.
It's
Dinero.
about 69 cents, I think.
I think so. It's a
Yeah.
1-to-1. Sure.
Sure.
Well, Brad, that
Yes.
is weird. All right, Dom.
Okay, so mine also came as a bundle because it was a buy one, get one for free.
Oh, okay.
So I found one and then I
but
went,
does the total add up to more than $10?
no, $10 was
Okay.
the game that I bought.
Okay.
And then the guy was like, those are 2 for 1 if you want to go through the bin
Well,
again. And I went,
perfect.
you got me, dude. So I have 2 games. The one that I originally purchased
Pulls him out of there.
Where did you
is
pull those
called
from?
Where did that come from?
Imagine Baby. I can't
Party
even say it.
baby.
Imagine Party Babies.
You gotta have the Z.
And yeah,
Look at those
so it's
hair.
cool and edgy. But let me read the back of this for you guys.
Are those party hats like photoshopped on?
I have no idea.
That's amazing.
There is a baby holding maracas
Yeah.
on this cover.
That baby knows how to party.
So
Mazel tov,
it is
baby.
it is a Mario Party style game where you play as babies, but you are a babysitter controlling all of the babies.
He's interesting.
We have to play this game.
Yes.
Can
yes.
you pass that down here?
Now, the crazy thing about this is it's also Wii
This
balance
isn't- wait, this
board
isn't crazy on its
compatible.
own?
Oh, this is Wii balance board compatible.
But the thing that might even be even weirder is that Kip's game is sealed for a reason. Mine is not, which means somebody actually took it out of there to play it.
Did you read the caption?
Yeah, it's wild. Go ahead and read it.
Yes.
Read it.
Create babies and dress them up.
Yep.
And also
costumes
have
and
fun with
outfits.
your friends while you do it.
Yeah.
While you create babies.
Yeah. What is that little blurb on the top say? The circle, the bubble?
Like Jack in the Box.
So
Wow.
Just imagine what you could do.
I think-
Weird, right?
Yes.
Just weird.
I think this game comes with a free flag of the FBI
Yeah,
for
so-
buying it.
Now,
Yeah,
I,
right?
I have seen gameplay of this.
And is it
it's-
as weird as?
It's weird. They did it on Game Grumps. I
Oh,
would say
okay.
about 4 years ago. And
Okay.
I have seen it done.
Okay.
It is a Mario Party game. It is silly and it is psychotic. That's all you have to know.
Okay.
That is just how bizarre,
How bizarre.
as my buddy OMC would say. Yes.
Now, the second game I was able to grab
this was
in
weird
the
enough?
same bin, there was a lot of like Just Dances and whatnot, but the one and only GameCube game that was in there
Yeah.
was Mary-Kate and Ashley's Sweet 16 License to Drive.
Oh my gosh.
So now I'm always looking for a new like racing style game in order to play like Mario Kart with my friends when they come over.
Is it like
Yeah.
GTA?
You found
Well,
your
so
game.
you basically just do the 3 laps and you have to finish your beer before it's done, and then you go out for the night or whatever. It's just like a pre-game game. So I used to do it with Mario Kart. I used to do it with Little Big Planets kart racing, and now I can do it with my sister, who at times would force me to watch all of the Mary-Kate and Ashley movies.
Pizza.
Force. Yes, Force.
Yes, right. The
So-
operative word there. Quote, wink, wink.
So I know Brad has a GameCube, so we might have to try that. So
It's gonna happen.
this is the second
You have
portion of
some
my
reading
weird.
material while you
Yes,
try
while
it.
we wait
All
for
right.
the loading screens.
So these are both submitted as one lot.
Yes.
Yes.
Submitted
Okay.
for your approval.
Yeah.
They are approved as one lot.
Sounds good. All in
Cool.
favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Great.
The ayes have it.
All right, D-Man, how about you?
Oh, he's pulling it from under.
Oh, boy.
belly.
He's lifting up his shirt.
I have a haunted doll.
Where did that come from?
Haunted doll. Does it dance?
His name
Okay.
is Pinocchio.
It is a... Describe this, Dylan. What is this?
It is literally
Oh,
Pinocchio.
it is actually Pinocchio. Why was
He is
that
an
here?
ideal. He is an ideal doll,
That's Antiques Roadshow you have right there.
and he has a little bow tie.
You had to bite at this convention.
And he hasn't lied, and you can tell he hasn't lied too much because his nose is still kind of tiny. He is a toy that I assume is an antique that is potentially valuable. Now,
Or potentially
Brian
not.
actually turned me onto this one, and I think he's actually got.
Turned you on?
Wait a minute. Yeah.
You were,
let's,
what did you
let's
mean?
unpack that.
I meant it in the
Turned you
groovy
on.
70s sense, you fool.
I know what that means.
really turns him on, Mean Gene.
Turns me on, man.
You can't tell a lie.
Man, that Pinocchio doll
It really
turned
gets me
me
going.
on.
We'll get to the bottom of this.
Now, truly, he looks like me shaven. Brian
Very
told me
bashful
that
and innocent.
he was looking through toys, right? And he said, "Oh, there was one for like $50," and the guy said you could have it for 10.
This is what my brother
Wait a
found?
minute.
This is what your brother found.
Ah.
And I said immediately, like, "What is this thing?" He's like, "Oh, I'll show you. It's like a Pinocchio." And I'm like, "All right, that's fine."
I want one Pinocchio, please.
And then I looked at it, and he's like, "It must be like from the 30s or 40s. I really don't know." Actually,
It's a Walt Disney novelty.
this is probably a legit valuable thing that I'm holding.
You all of a sudden started holding it much more gingerly.
yes.
he
yeah,
did. He's
exactly.
like,
he's like captivated by it
After
right now.
having it in his
he's actually
underbelly for the
quite,
last
he's actually
hour.
quite wonderful.
I think it's putting Dylan under a spell.
If the doll starts speaking to you, Dylan, you need to get rid of it.
right, yeah,
Here,
exactly.
give it
I'm
on the
gonna put him-
Here,
I'm gonna-
put it on the wifey's. And
Hold
make
on,
sure
I'm
you
going to
spread
put
the
him in an
legs.
exotic pose.
Spread the legs. on
Here
the
we go.
wifey's.
Check this out. Oh, that is hot.
That's hot.
There we go.
Wow.
Looks
Well,
good.
Dylan, that is officially weird.
So
Weird and wild.
that is the one that I have chosen for mine.
All right.
Who wants
Fair enough.
to go next?
Jeff, do you have one, my
I
friend?
do. I do. So I have a runner-up, and then I have the weirdest one that I found. Because I found something that was weird.
You have
and then
two?
I
You
found
can only
something that
submit
was
one.
Weirder.
You are not able
He just
to
wants to
gauge our
show
reaction.
something.
I just want to
Okay.
show something.
That's fine.
So I found this for $4, a Tiger Quiz Whiz quiz game.
Oh,
with an
yes.
extra book. So I thought that was pretty.
We literally looked through this, me and Dom.
And then this one had an extra book, and it was only $4. There was one $10 on there. So technically,
This
both
looks
of
this looks
these-
horrible.
Technically, both of these were under $10 combined, but I'm only submitting what I have right here,
Okay.
which is 1980s Pac-Man booties for baby.
Wow.
And worn. Used Pac-Man baby booties.
That baby had the fever.
This baby had some Pac-Man fever. And look at this. Look, it goes all the way up.
Oh my God! Look at
around
those
the calf.
soles.
Freshly worn. I don't know, but
that is
they've
weird.
been used. Look
Very
at this.
used.
Look, it's
at
even
this.
got Pinky,
Wow.
Slinky, and Dinky.
Yeah, that baby was
Slinky
a
and
famous
Dinky.
that baby was a chimney
This,
sweep.
this might help you create some babies with a Wii game.
Apparently, that
Create
is-
babies with your friends.
Like,
That is kind of disgusting, and I'm really kind of mortified.
this is very gross. I didn't pull it from my underbelly.
Did this
though.
come from a house fire?
I don't know. I also don't.
Yes.
I also don't know why they had this for sale at a gaming convention.
Is this the same booth that had like the several pairs of ice skate Miss Pac-Man ice skates?
I didn't see those.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
They had like a bunch of different sizes.
Look,
in-
there's some fresh lint hanging off of it. It's very nice.
They call that
Pac-Man
a
baby
accoutrement.
booties with some really sketchy sewing work there. The soles. My God.
Yeah.
All right. That is weird. That's weird.
I believe we only have one more entry.
That's true.
because
Brad.
Josh couldn't find anything.
So, what else is
So
new?
you
I tell
quit?
you.
You quit her?
He just. Yeah.
Okay.
So Dylan was my proxy on this one. I couldn't find anything weird, and
Have you guys been to the booths?
Now, come on.
He found party babies.
You found
I found a
party.
Pinocchio.
We got Jerry Rice's and Nidus's
creeper
dog
socks.
football up here.
so
I found creeper socks that somebody wants to smell.
Also, to Dom's credit, I'm pretty sure both of his games are related. That like first they're the babies, and then they grow up and have a sweet 16.
yep,
And you have to teach them how to drive.
it is a series.
Dramatic.
exactly.
Ugh, scary.
But
And it goes backward in the console generation, so it's all messed up.
Because it looks like that you are abusing the babies in the crazy baby game.
I
But-
mean, here's the best part is
So-
that it looks like they're frothing at the
Dylan, I don't know how much you paid for this, and I'm not quite sure what this is.
I know what that is.
It looks like a bottle topper.
It is. It's a Japanese advertisement campaign
Pepsi
from the
toppers.
80s.
Okay.
And I thought it was really cool because it's literally just resealing your bottle if you lose the bottle, but it's decorative. So it's
It
kind of
is.
got some flair to it.
And it's pixel art.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
it's actually really
It's
beautiful.
weird and
really cool.
functional, by
It's
the way.
and
The
then
fact
I,
that it's 3D too.
for those
so
that
I
are
got,
listening,
I got you that for $8, and I tried to find the one that was the funniest. There were
'Cause
some
he
that
does
were
have
very
spikes in
normal.
his butt.
It was either the
How much
spikes-
was it?
It was $8.
$8?
For
Okay.
those listening, it's Mario with a spike up his butt with the "Oh no, I died" face.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He's on a spiky.
He's going.
He's going, there were a few
Before he
other ones.
goes, "Oh,
He goes. Hey.
Yes.
There's one where he's burning alive. I almost did,
But so I thank you, Dylan, for getting this for me because this
That's
is
actually-
effing weird.
That's really cool.
it's effing weird, and it's going on your shelf.
But also,
yeah,
I will use this
It's really cool.
because I've always wondered why don't they make things like this? where I can put
I
up
also
my-
know you're a Pepsi fan.
Thank you. I drink Pepsi products.
Pepsi Max.
Send me Pepsi products.
So we do
Test it on the water bottle.
have an impartial judge, someone, Rachel. Would you please come forward and look at these different items and tell us
Rachel.
what you think is the weirdest out of this
Rachel, can
selection of
you
items?
please introduce yourself, please? A little.
Yeah.
You're used to this.
For the one time I did it, yes. Rachel Thompson. I help Milcog and Jamie and Erica Phillips. It's fantastic.
Board gaming.
Board gaming. Board games are games too, everybody.
Controversial.
Ooh.
Said it with anger.
You should start your own podcast. Board gaming and beer. Beer and
I-
board gaming.
And just keep drinking and playing board games, and by the end of it, I'll just be like,
Perfect.
I mean, that's how
That's
they
what
do
we
the
do.
podcast.
That's what we do.
Don't
Last
copy
night.
them.
That's
Don't copy them.
oh god.
Literally
This
every
is-
day in their life.
I'm not touching.
Okay, Dylan is now making Pinocchio dance to try and make it look weirder.
I'm not touching that.
All right.
he's going to be a real boy
The
one
spirit
day.
will come home with me.
So, do you have something in mind that you think is the weirdest, or is there something that maybe whittle it down by it's not? This definitely isn't that weird compared to others.
I mean, okay, the slippers are not too weird. I would definitely wear those slippers.
Well,
Even though
definitely
they're
would have
40
worn them.
years old.
Okay, but the fact that you would have worn those slippers versus they're for sale at a convention 40 years later, that's what makes them
That's
weird.
what makes
That
them
is-
weird, and they're not even.
What if I told you the baby died in a car accident?
Oh my
I was looking,
goodness!
like, oh, what's this?
Smell them. You gotta smell them first. Then they are that weird. What's the scent?
I don't know. I'm not going to smell it.
Rachel,
like
I think you know what you're thinking, right? You know what
Yeah.
you find to be the weirdest.
It's staring right at me too.
All right.
Dylan's not
we
up for
we
debate.
trust your judgment, Rachel. Just
It's the babies.
yeah.
the imaginary babies.
Imagine babies.
Party babies.
Dad, Kip.
Dom,
I'm
come here,
so
come here.
sorry, but it's
Oh
rad.
my
Dom,
God, it's so
party-
good. It's so good.
Dom is the champion. Rachel hath spoken.
Dude, you're going to look just like these babies in the way they celebrate later, as you celebrate your win. You know, congratulations, buddy. You actually get a sticker.
And a crisp high five.
Yay!
I'm
half-drink
proud of
bottle
you.
of water.
And we're going to use this as
Rachel, you get a sticker.
that we're doing an official announcement. The Raw Dogs will be covering these 3 games that we have up here for an episode.
They have to
Jerry Rice and
create
Titus's Dog
babies.
Footballs, Imagine Party Babies.
We are not opening this. This is staying
Oh,
sealed.
that- well,
Kip, you can't open that
I'm
game.
committing to that episode, by the way.
Well, we'll do Party Babies and Mary Kate. I don't know if we can do Jerry Rice because we don't want to open it. It is Kip's game.
Hey,
Ladies and
Go in the
gentlemen, this will be
shadow box.
buried with me in my elaborate tomb that I build in
With your Funko Pops.
the Nevada desert.
After he gets killed by Pinocchio now.
Pinocchio, listen, he can watch me sleep, but he cannot try to kill me.
Let's give a round of applause to Rachel, our judge. Her judgment is final and binding. Thank you. Visit Milcog. Play board games. Yeah. Wingspan is a great game. Do it. All right. Well, gentlemen, I think we can't really follow that up with anything else.
We can't.
That was fantastic. Congratulations to Dom.
Put him in there.
And congratulations to Kip for I don't.
You survived.
Let's say thanks to Kip. Yeah, I don't know. If congrats are in.
Thank you, Kip.
Our first Patreon meetup, man. It's been a pleasure, and thanks to you guys for a successful weekend.
Fun weekend.
Jeff, before we sign off, I want to know where people can get a hold of premium edition games. Where can they buy your stuff?
My stuff.
Your stuff.
PremiumEditionGames.com is where you can find everything that I do. We have an active Discord community over there that's up at the top, a link at the top. Our Series 3 titles will be going up for pre-order on 16 November, which includes Cathedral, Phoenotopia Awakening, and Mighty Fight Federation.
All right. Well, thank you, Jeff, and thanks for being a co-sponsor of the bonus stage here at MGC 2021.
It's been a wild time, and all I have to say is 8.
And thank you, and thank you all for listening. We've been Hair of the Dogcast. You can Twitter us at HotDogcast, email us hairofthedogcast@gmail.com, and we are on the Instagrams, Twitter, and all that. Stay tuned for video breakouts of all of our panels performed here at MGC, and some of the debauchery. Not all of it, though. All right. From all of us here to Hair of the Dogcast, have a good one, and we'll see you next time.
How dare you? I was giving him
Everybody say bye.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
We have been talking to wonderful people, and also Tom.